Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Sunday morning here in London, bright sunny day. I am on the move travelling for work this afternoon. Yeah, we're slowly getting back to the old days that I can barely remember from 2 years ago, pre-pandemic, when I have to travel rather than do everything online. So it's a bit of a shock to the system, really, especially going back to the old days when Sunday would be interrupted by a journey. But there we go. I realise I've still got so many new products because there have been so many new releases that I haven't talked about yet, and some of them I haven't even opened or used properly. But that's not the case, although it is still in its box, of the Numero 1 de Chanel new foundation, their new line, which you may have read about, seen. It's a line featuring, from their PR perspective, the red camellia as a mystery ingredient. I think it's an interesting line of kind of mixed skincare, primarily skincare, but makeup products, or rather products that are kind of a joint makeup skincare, like this foundation, which is supposed to be good for your skin, but obviously is also a foundation. And they've got various products like that, and then kind of pure skincare products. It's mid-priced range, which may sound ridiculous when I tell you the actual prices, because of course it's expensive, but it's not up there in their Sublimage, which is their premium skincare range prices. But it seems to me to be positioned a bit higher than their more youth range, the Hydra Beauty. Particularly when you compare the sizes for the price that you're getting. They're all pretty small sizes, to be honest. People have talked about who this range is directed at, and a lot of people think it's possibly trying to draw in a more youthful market. I'm not sure. Maybe in America and Asia, other parts of the world. I've always kind of felt that being a European, Eurocentric brand, really, in many ways, certainly by tradition, and Chanel has kind of always had that French classic approach that, you know, you adopt good skincare when you're quite young, and there aren't the same age demarcations that there are in America, North America in particular. So I don't know. I mean, the range has kind of overtones of eco-friendly green. I mean, it isn't. It's certainly not. They're not organic products. They're scented, for example, so they're not hypoallergenic. You know, it's the usual kind of quite plush Chanel product. But having said that, I really, really like the foundation. And there are other decent products in the range that I've tried. So let's talk about the foundation first, because this is a real plus from me. And thinking about it, I've never really had a Chanel foundation that I've hated. I'm trying to use up one of their matte ones at the moment, which I don't love, but that's simply because of the finish, that it's matte. They do really good foundations, in my opinion, particularly because their weak point is the shade range for Northern European fairer skins, less great for other skin tones. But this one, did I need another foundation? I did not, and I thought nothing could beat Sublimage, but I wanted to try this one. Now, I immediately thought that the bottle was very small. It feels very small. It's actually, I think, 30 ml, which, when I looked, was pretty much the same as the Lait Beige. I haven't brought those out because I think I probably will compare the Lait Beige, the Sublimage, and this one in another video. But this is a really nice foundation. What I don't like so she's struggling to get the top off, is the usual Chanel thing. I don't know, it just all gets very gungy in the top, but it is a pump action. Let's do a little blob so you see the consistency. It's a definite fluid foundation, but it's a little thicker than the Sublimage, and very similar to the Le Beige New Formulation Foundation. Now you can see it's a very good colour match for my skin. This is one of the lightest shades. They have a reasonable shade range. Is this B10? Yeah, B10. Now I have worn up to B20, I think, in Chanel, so they're often quite close at the lighter shade range, but this is good for my winter skin. Now it's quite heavily fragranced, I would say, so if you don't like fragrance, this is not going to be for you. The fragrance dies away very quickly on application, but it's definitely there when you apply, and it's the typical floral Chanel smell. What do I like about this? It feels really, really good on the skin, kind of just glides the surface straight away, smooths out the imperfections. It's a light to medium coverage, I would say, when you build it up. I have literally tried one side of the face Sublimage and one side this one, and the effect is quite similar. I'd say the coverage on this one is slightly better, in other words, more coverage than Sublimage. The look on the skin, very, very similar. Definitely a slightly glowy look, which I like. But if you like a matte foundation, while it's not super, super glowy, it definitely is glowy, and this might not be for you. It feels fantastic on the skin, and what I absolutely love is it doesn't hang around in my pores and show them up. It lasts reasonably, pretty much like all Chanel foundations. I think you get away with a full day's wear. By that I mean a full working day, you know, getting you from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening. You're going to have to reapply your makeup if you're going out for the night. But I think there are very few foundations where that isn't the case, and where you probably wouldn't be doing it anyway, at least a touch up. But it doesn't get super patchy. Certainly on me, it kind of just fades a bit, so I can see more the redness coming through around my chin area and on my cheeks. I don't powder. I don't powder with any foundation really, or very rarely, and you know, it lasts without that on me. It's a really, really nice foundation. Not cheap, of course. How does it compare with Sublimage? Very, very well, and it's cheaper. How does it compare with Le Beige? Very similar, I would say. I feel that they both have similar coverage. This actually feels a bit nicer on the skin, but it's very marginal. So there isn't, to me, a huge difference between the two. I feel this one doesn't, you know, is better for my pores, which is an issue for me. So it's a really big plus, positive review on the foundation from me. Now, the range has all sorts of things in it, various serums, creams, revitalizing sprays. I needed an eye cream, so, and I think I've shown you this in my skincare routine. I bought the eye cream, which is just the Red Camellia Revitalizing Eye Cream. I don't love pots, but it is a pot. Thank you for those who reminded me that getting little spatulas helps. It certainly helps with the hygiene of removing the product. It still means the product is endlessly exposed to the air, but what can you do? This is almost like a kind of gel cream in texture. Can we... and it feels nice and protective around the skin. I don't have particular lines, or not bad ones, around the skin. I have bags and dark circles. I'm not sure I'm seeing any great improvement yet, but I'm a bit dubious about eye creams anyway, but I'm giving it a try. So fairly neutral about the eye cream at the moment. I did go in store and have a sniff at the, it's just on my card, the fragrance, which is not a perfume, an eau de perfume, or to be designed to be worn by a perfume. It's more a kind of all over body spray in a very pretty red bottle with a black top, which is really what was pulling me in. So it's one of those things that you kind of spritz yourself with, or spray all over your body after your shower. I've no idea how it lasts on the skin. It lasts on a bit of card, okay, but it's a very generic floral, light floral fragrance. Doesn't really smell particularly typically Chanel to me. If I'm honest, I think it smells a bit cheap, and it ain't. It's 95 quid. So I'm not going to be buying that in a hurry. And if you're in the market for a Chanel fragrance, make it a real fragrance, in my view. The other product that I did pick up was this mixed makeup skincare, which is, what do they call it? I can't read the tiny writing. It's basically a balm, but coloured, and there are several, about 5 or 6 different colours. I think this one was called Rosewood. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, this is Rosewood. And it's meant for the cheeks or the lips. Now, what I would say is it's quite tacky. It does work on the cheeks, although it doesn't last brilliantly. But I found it quite difficult to blend for cheek colour. But, I mean, you could do it in a push. On the lips, again, it feels quite tacky. It is nice. It gives you a bit of colour. You feel that you're slightly nourishing your lips. Do I love it as a lip balm? I think I actually prefer their kind of Le Beige lip balms that they do, which are also coloured, are a bit more slippery, but not too slippery on the lips. I just prefer applying straight from the bullet rather than sticking my finger in something. And it feels a bit more smoothing. I've got any number of these in different colours, and they do colourless ones as well. And then, of course, they have brought out in their summer range a whole range of coloured lip balms. These are much slipperier and more densely pigmented. So they're more of a kind of crossover between, I would say, a lipstick and a lip tint than a balm, or that's how they feel to me. But they're nice products. So I'm not sure I personally would bother with this baby. But if you're in the market for a foundation, you like a glowy look, and you like a kind of light to medium, and you don't mind fragrance, I think this is one to look at. It's a nice foundation. And if you're attracted to the Sublimage foundation but don't want to pay that price, again, I think this is a good option to me. So there we go. Those are my thoughts on the number 1 range. I won't exclude the possibility that I'll try a few more of the skincare products over time. It's an interesting range to investigate, and let's see how it does, whether it becomes a more permanent one or just fades away in a few years. Interesting to see. Anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous Sunday. I might put up another video today because I'm so far behind. But in any event, I will see you soon. Bye till then.